We have so much to talk about. It's actually wild. If there's ever a catch up, it's this. I'm currently moving out, so there's nothing aesthetic about this whole apartment currently. Apparently, this is literally what I'm working with. I've put the beanbag. I'm hoping you can't see any of the rubbish that's behind there. If you can, I'm really sorry. Like I literally just said, I am moving, so I thought I would do just a sit down video because my life's a bit of a mess at the moment, some may say. I kind of talk about little bits and bobs, but never really much in detail. And then I just expect you to know what's going on because I feel like you know everything that's going on in my life, but then I don't tell you, so how are you supposed to know? So I just thought I'd sit on here and we'll talk about it. Okay, so a lot of the questions are about moving and where I'm going to, if I'm staying in Manchester. So just to answer that whole question, basically I'm moving out of Manchester, home, back to Sunderland. Shouldn't have filmed this when I'm not here because I'm probably gonna start crying. Anyways, no, I'm fine. Anyways, I'm moving back to Sunderland for a bit. I'm moving out of Manchester. I have been here 2.5 years now. I've lived with my best friend Leah for 2 years and I lived on my own for 6 months at the start. But basically, Leah, who I live with, she took the plunge and she's moving in with her boyfriend. She's moving in with our own little Brian and they're getting an apartment together, so obviously I had no one to live with. And this has been in talks for ages, so I knew it was happening, but I know like she won't watch this, so she won't really, I don't know why, but like I just never thought it actually would. She told me ages ago and I was like, yeah, you go girl. But I just thought, it's not gonna happen really. It is. It's happening. And they've got a gorgeous apartment together. Anyways, gorgeous apartment. They're moving in a few days. I have to be out here in, I think, 6 days. Obviously, because I can't live with Leah anymore, I don't have anyone to live with. And a lot of people were saying like, oh, why don't you go on one of those websites and try and meet some girls, or go on the Facebook groups with like the girls in your 20s chats and see if you can meet anyone who wants to like live with you and stuff. And I think they're amazing. I think those Facebook pages are so good and everyone makes so many friends, and I've got a lot of friends who've made a lot of their friends through those Facebook groups. However, I'm so socially awkward when it comes to social media. So I lived with Leah for 3 years at uni and I've lived with her for 2 years here. I would say it took me 4 years to be okay with filming in front of Leah. I won't film in front of barely anyone. There's only a few people who I can probably feel like half comfortable with filming, but even then I think when I do film with other people I think you can tell that I'm a bit more reserved. So I was just really scared that if I did meet someone new and I moved in with them, like let's say if they're working from home or they're at uni or don't go to work one day and I've got a video to film, like I just know I wouldn't do it. And I know it sounds so silly and it's like, Tia, it's your job, just get on with it. I can't explain. I don't want to risk it, so I decided against that. And then everyone was like, well, why don't you live on your own? And that was an option at one point. I was looking on Rightmove, as you do. Everything was just so expensive. I was sitting kind of like making the pros and cons, and I kind of just got to the point where I was thinking, I actually don't know if I love Manchester enough to pay that much to live on my own. I do like Manchester and I've had some good times here, but I wouldn't really say I'm happy here. I mean, I run away to London like whenever I can. I'm quite lonely here. I do have some really good friends here, but I don't really see my friends a lot when I am here. I'm not like a massive going out party animal, which I know Manchester's really good for. It's got a really good nightlife, but when you don't really go out and don't really drink a lot, it's just kind of, I don't really see that part of Manchester. But I am quite lonely here. So then I was thinking, well, where else would I want to live? And I kind of decided that I really think it's time that maybe I just take the plunge and move to London. I only ever moved to Manchester because at the time I couldn't afford London. London was my dream. It's like London was Prada, Manchester to me was like Primark, and I really wanted to live there because I went to uni in Essex and I absolutely loved Essex. Like those 3 years were the best years of my life. Like I just loved them so much and I loved the area. And even though I didn't really live in a nice place in Essex, like as I came away from uni, like everyone told me that actually where I lived was a bit of a shithole, but at the time I thought it was great. So originally I wanted to actually stay in Essex where my uni was, but no one else wanted to stay. So I was kind of like, I feel a bit weird living in the town where all of the uni people are and there's just that one graduate who's still living there on our own, like really clinging on to the uni experience. I thought, yeah, no, let's not do that. So then I was like, okay, maybe Manchester would be good for me. I was moving fully on my own, like I had no friends. And at that time, a lot of my friends from uni like hadn't moved to London yet. I thought, it's smaller, I probably would get to know people a bit faster. So I moved to Manchester basically, and my plan was I'll live in Manchester, save up and then move to London when I can. But then the longer I stayed in Manchester, the more I was kind of like maybe I'll just stay here. But I don't think that was because I wanted to. I think it was more just because I kind of got used to it, and the thought of moving somewhere else on my own again felt quite daunting. But London's always been the dream. I kind of just stepped away from the dream for a while because I kind of thought it was a little bit unrealistic. But then obviously with Leah moving in with her boyfriend and my lease ending here and not feeling 100% happy in Manchester, I thought maybe this is just the universe just telling me that maybe I need to be in London. Maybe if I'm ever going to make the move, I should just try it now. At the end of the day, I could really hate London. Like, I could hate living in London. Like, I know a lot of people do hate living in London. So it's like, I might go and hate it, but if it's any time to try, it may as well be now. I just think, what the heck, if I hate it, I can move back, I can try somewhere new. But I just think for myself, I need to try. However, next part of the story, London is really expensive to the point where it actually hurts my soul thinking about paying that much rent. Which is why I'm kind of thinking if I just do it for a year, get out your system, see how you feel. If you love it, love it, love it, then you'll work it out, you'll find a way to stay there. But if not, just like try somewhere new. So London's really expensive, and I'm going to put it blunt, I can't afford it. I cannot afford it. I am so overdrawn, it's scary. Basically, long story short, I'm skinned, okay? just put it out there, really, just throwing it out there. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. I am, like, badly. Just got myself into a pickle. Basically, I've always kind of had one overdraft that I've been in. I was in my overdraft from being really young because I had like auditions and stuff in London when I was trying to apply for uni and stuff, and trains and hotels and audition costs and everything, and that's kind of when I started going in the overdraft. Downward spiral, and that one's kind of always just been sat there just waiting for the day that I paid off. But rather than being sensible and paying it off, I decided to move to Manchester instead. Make it make sense. Anyways, these things happen. So that one's just been sat there, just chilling. It's waiting for me to pay her off. Okay, she's fine, she's okay, she'll be paid off soon. So with YouTube, you've got like a management, and they're the ones who get you like the jobs. They're basically the middleman. So like, I'll never actually speak. So let's say I'm working with Lely Kelly Shoes, right? I would never actually ever speak to Lely Kelly. Like, my manager would do all of the negotiating for the money and stuff, and they'd pass over the content. So I had a management. I decided to try a new management instead, just the one that felt a bit more me. But I didn't realise that when you leave a management, you have to hand in like a notice period, and in that notice period, obviously you don't get any work. So I handed a notice period, I think it was like 30 days, and then you had to have 60 days of no new management. So already that's 3 months of no management, okay? And I was like, right, okay, like, didn't realise this when I handed my notice in. Too bad, I'm gonna have to just stick it out now. And then I tried to find a new management, and then when you find a new management, it kind of takes a few weeks to get the paperwork sorted, and then it takes a few weeks for them to kind of start speaking to brands about you. And then basically with YouTube, which I think a lot of people don't realise, it takes a minimum of a month to get paid for it. But that's really, really rare. I would be buzzing if I got paid after a month after doing a job. Like, there's been times when I've not been paid for a brand deal that I've done for 6 months. A lot of them are very, very late, and you don't really know when you're going to get paid for things. So a few months had gone by and I still hadn't been paid. So this was all over summer. I left my management in May, had like May, June, July until I could find a new one. Signed with my new management, I think in the August, and I didn't get my first proper paycheck until the December. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It was like 7 months or something crazy of me just not getting any pay. And then, as you know as well, I used to do extra work on the side. I was doing that at the start, so it was fine. So I did Waterloo Road and the season finished. And then because I played a sixth former, they didn't have me back because obviously I would have technically left school by then, so then I couldn't go back and do the next season, so I didn't get that money anymore. So I basically just didn't get any pay for ages, but obviously I was in a contract here for my rent, so I had to just use another overdraft to pay it and all of my savings. So in like 7 months or something crazy what it was, I used all my savings and I've gone into another overdraft. So 2 overdrafts, all my savings are gone, and now I've got like 30 quid in the bank. So that's the story. So it was a little bit of a nightmare. I'm back on track now, I'm getting paid again. But because obviously I was not getting paid for so long, it's just gonna take me a while to get back on track. So I decided to make the decision to move back home, pay off my debts, pay back my savings, like pay back myself basically. And then once I'm in a good financial position again, I can then move to London. Because I was gonna just move to London now, and I thought if I move to London now and I'm paying more and more rent, I'm never ever going to pay off any of these debts that I've got. So I've been a good financial queen because I am trying to really focus on my finances this year. I've decided to move back home, make sure everything's paid off, make sure I've got enough savings in my account so that if I do move to London, I've got enough money and I'm not going to feel panicked and stressed if something like this happens again. This is the issue with this industry, is that it is quite unreliable. So like this could happen, you don't know, it could happen again. Like there could be a month I don't get paid, and if I'm in London, I think that feels quite scary, and I just want to be able to have enough savings that I can, like, not even a lot, I'm not asking for loads of savings, just like a small little, just like 1 month's worth of rent in my savings, so that worst case scenario I'm covered. So that's what I'm gonna do. God, that was a long catch up about that subject, but yeah, it's quite intense. So anyways, okay, what's happening with Pilates? Okay, so kind of going on from the last thing, I have decided I've had such a bad financial time the last year, really. And I love YouTube, I love TikTok, I love Instagram. Well, I don't love Instagram, but sorry Instagram, but don't really love Instagram. But I love TikTok, I love talking to yous, and I love our little catch-ups, and I love making videos, I love being creative, blah 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 blah, boring list. However, something I do really struggle with is the uncertainty of pay, and I'm just like, oh, I'm sick of it. And I'm not saying I want to stop. I've actually got a few messages saying, are you quitting YouTube? And I'm not gonna stop. I'll do this for as long as I can, and as long as you watch me, and as long as I'm allowed to do it. But I just do think for my own sanity, I need something on the side. This year I've kind of really struggled with being lonely. Oh god, I get really lonely sometimes, and I do think it's because I am sat in here all day and all night. Like, I sit in here, I film, I edit on my table, and then at 5 o'clock I just put my laptop down and go and sit on my sofa. If Leah's not here, like, I could go a week without seeing another person. I'm just sat here on my own, and I do really struggle with it. So for my own brain sanity as well, I've decided I think I need something to work on, something I can do on the side. And the one thing I've really enjoyed this year, which I've been really just loving, that's really kind of transformed my weeks, is being going to Reformer Pilates. And you know what, I took a compliment and I ran. Basically, I was in a Pilates class. This teacher, sorry, just to sound like a show off, but this teacher was like, are you a dancer? And I was like, I am a dancer. And she's like, you can tell like you're very good at it. And I was like, oh, thank you. Reformer Pilates courses. Teacher training. I've basically said to myself, I don't want to move to London and just be living like on beans, okay? If I want to live in London, I need to up something. I don't want to do the extra work anymore, so I need something to replace that. And I was kind of thinking, I could work in a shop, I could go like work in a bar or something. I love working in bars, so I thought I could work in a bar again. And I thought, you know what, no, I want something I can work at that I'm actually it's gonna fuel me. And I've decided to do a Pilates mat and also Reformer teacher training course, and I'm going to be fully qualified by April. My first 2 course days are tomorrow and the day after, and I'm really excited about it. I actually can't wait. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm going to set up, if I can, I'm a bit of a pussy, so I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to like get the confidence to do this, but I'm going to try and set up my own Pilates classes on a Sunday. So I've got a studio sorted. I want to do it on a Sunday for like 45 minutes every single week for like the whole time that I'm at home, and then I can kind of build my confidence up, and then when I move to London, find a studio where I live and then teach Reformer for like 1 or 2 days a week. So then even though I'm doing my YouTube, I can do my YouTube like 4 days a week. It means that I know that I've got 2 days where I'm getting out the house, I'm interacting with people, I'm mingling. I could make my own work friends, which I've not had in ages. I can make work friends, I can like speak to people, and also it means that at least I know for 1 or 2 days a week I've got set income. But I really can't wait. So that starts tomorrow. And I'll be fully qualified. So if you're in the Sunderland area, the classes are going to be in Seaburn. So yeah, I'm going to do the really cheap and stuff, and we're going to just go and like do some Pilates, listen to Taylor Swift. I'm hoping I get like the hot moms. I'm hoping to target like the moms, because young people intimidate me, but you know what, I'm going to have to get past it if I want to be a Pilates teacher, so it's something I'm going to learn on the course. Yeah, fun. How are you getting on with your acne? Any advice on how to cover it with makeup? So I've been quite vocal on my social media about my issues with my skin, which has been ongoing for a few years now. I've been on and off struggling with my skin for probably about 5 years. Maybe. I've tried everything from the doctor, I've tried every single skincare you've ever imagined. The amount of money I've spent on skin, probably why I'm in my overdraft, it's probably the skincare. 2 overdrafts later is because of all the stuff I've bought on my face. I am on the waiting list for Reaccutane. I've been waiting, I think 6 months, is it 6 months? No, 4 months maybe? I've been on this waiting list for the longest time. I finally got my appointment. It's in April, so I've got probably about another month until my appointment. I just think because it keeps on coming back, maybe it's something that I need to just get rid of once and for all. It has improved so much, and I think it's because I've literally cut out everything that I wear. I now only use a CeraVe face wash. I think I use the Acne Control. The Acne Control CeraVe face wash, and then I use the La Roche-Posay Cytoplast Balm. I'm on my third one of that. Or is it my fourth? Third or fourth. And whenever I use it, I always see such a difference, and it calms my skin down loads. Like, it doesn't really get rid of the spots, but it gets rid of all the redness and all the swelling. So like the spots are still there, like I can still feel them all, but they just don't look angry and they don't hurt. Like, that's kind of what I was struggling with for a while, was like the pain of the spots. So yeah, so if you are struggling, I would definitely recommend trying cutting things down and just trying those two things. Obviously everyone's skin is different. Like, there's some things that people recommended to me that were like, please, it changed my life, like please try it, and it did nothing for me. So it is quite frustrating when you do people's recommendations, you spend a lot of money and it doesn't work. But obviously everyone's skin's different. But I will keep you updated. I just want good skin. Film a moving out vlog, don't you worry, got you covered. It's coming and it's fun. I love it. I mean, it's not done yet because my mum still needs to come and help me. I thought I'd film some stuff with my mum, but so far I do love the moving out vlog. So someone said, where am I living when I go back home? I'm gonna live between my mum and my dad. I'm quite excited to kind of go between the both of them. My dad also makes really good food, so I'm really excited to like be fed. I made a pros and cons list the other day because I was a bit upset about having to go home, and I was a bit scared. I was like, no, I'm gonna make a pros and cons list. Top of the pros at like going home, it was being fed. Can't wait, gonna be gorgeous. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna answer. I think that's kind of all of the things that I had to catch you up on. Big change, but you know, it was another pro. Sharon will be back on my videos, which I know most of you only watch me for anyway. Does it feel like I'm taking a big step back, moving back home with my parents? Yeah, it does. But you know what? So what? It is what it is. If it's going to benefit my life in the future, then it's something I won't have to do. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, I was a time when I was thinking, do I just like not tell you and just kind of try and pre-film videos and not act like I've moved back home because I'm skin? And I thought, you know what, no, I feel like no one's realistic on the internet anymore. No one ever says that the skin on the online. Here I am, I'm telling you, yes I am. But you know what, we're gonna get through it together. Catch me at the end of the year, and we're all gonna move to London together, and you're gonna be like, wow, she did it. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Anyways, love you all, and I will see you when I'm back at home. Love you all, bye.